Hello, my friends. Can you continue to ignore it? You see it everywhere on the news and social media. And many professional experts try helping in the rising neurological illnesses, but to no avail. Statistics shows that just 10 years ago, less than 10% of US adults had symptoms of depression. Before the corona entered our life, the number had doubled, and today 1 in 3 adults living with symptoms of depression and anxiety. What worries me the most in the past 2 years is the wild spread of fear and anxiety in the news and social media, and that has a significant impact on our mental condition, including children, teenagers, and young adults, which are our next generation. If nothing is going to be done about it now, the next generation is going to live with overwhelming fear and stress and be dependent on harmful medicine. Look at the facts. They show increasing revenues from medications for depression and anxiety. That's how slowly but surely the next generation's responses and behaviors are going to be controlled by medications. The results of it are living with fears and without faith and hope for better future. That's why many people turn to addiction, mainly to drugs, alcohol, nicotine, and comforting foods. And worse than that, in the past 2 years, there is increasing numbers of suicides among teenagers and young adults. But those are the most joyful years of our life before we get married, raise a family, and start having stressful life. So how can it be that many teenagers and young adults are stressful? They don't find a reason to live and they want to end their life. Before I show you the conclusion of my research, I want to point out a few things. Stress, depression, anxiety, and fear increase addictions. Fattening foods, nicotine, alcohol, and drugs were always common addictive, and they are found everywhere. Those legal products are set up traps, and over the years they caught most of the population. Look at the facts. Over 70% of Americans are overweight or obese, 20% addicted to nicotine, and many others addicted to drugs and alcohol. Studies show that addiction causes stress and anxiety. That means the corona entered our life when the population already experienced stress and anxiety, and many were taking medications for it. I also want you to know that the majority of addicts to fattening foods and nicotine quit for good when the fear of dying from diseases caused by their addiction is greater than the fear of quitting. Statistical facts don't lie. Now, we assume that addicts quit in their 40s and 50s when chronic diseases establish in their body, and the doctor advised them to change diet and lifestyle, right? Yet, we see increasing addiction in midlife. That's because life is more stressful during those years, and addiction brings some joy to life. In my research on addiction, I found unexplained phenomenon where many try to quit their addiction, but sooner or later they return to it. Who didn't experience the yo-yo diet? You see, after falling off the wagon, many quitters wrongly blame their weak willpower. The truth is, they return to use their favorite addictive substance to escape the bitter reality. That's the place they can relax and calm down from overwhelming fear of the unknown that is widely spread on the news and social media. Now, science knew about the good feeling sensation felt after eating tasty food and after sex. Nicotine, alcohol, and other drugs can raise dopamine level even more. The feel-good sensation felt after rising dopamine in the brain is what all humans are looking for, especially in time of need, when we are flooded with negative feelings and emotions, when we feel lonely and sad. Here, I want to point out why amphetamine addiction is common in all ages, including kids and teenagers. Look, we all can relate to the pleasure we received after eating tasty food or after sex. That's because those activities are the basic natural ways to raise dopamine in men and women. However, after ingesting amphetamine, the super unnatural amount of dopamine in the brain disconnects the user from reality. Look at the amount of dopamine produced after ingesting amphetamine compares to cocaine, nicotine, alcohol, and food. I also want you to know that over 30 years ago, scientists found the connection between addiction and dopamine. Yet, they are paid to find a profitable solution to addictions and not to educate the public about the real cause of addiction and how to escape from it. If you live in the US or any other modern country and you join the rat race, then most likely you also eat the Western diet. Industrialized food and beverage are designed to make you addicted to the taste and flavors, and they all have the government seal of approval to be consumed by the public without limit. To that, you can add the big money spent on advertising commercial foods on TV, magazines, and social media. That's how most of the population got addicted to food and beverage. That's why in my research, I was looking for a reason the government wants its citizens to be addicted. The answer is unequivocal. Addicted, stressful, and medicated people are more obedient. That's exactly how the government wants its citizens to be, because it's easier to control obedient people. During my life, I was addicted to nicotine and fattening foods. Because of my congenital heart disease, I knew those addictions shortens my life. That's why I had to find the escape route to freedom from my addictions, and I have. Now, if you are addicted to fattening foods, nicotine, alcohol, social media, or drugs, and you cannot withdraw, please listen to the following message. Generally speaking, lack of knowledge causes fear of the unknown. Usually, fear undermines faith we have in God and in ourselves. The results of that are, first, most of adults don't believe their body can heal itself from illnesses, and they rely on chemical-based pills that mask the symptoms but keep them chronically sick forever. Second, fear, stress, anxiety, and chronic diseases don't strike just adults, but they are spread like wildfire among kids and teenagers too. Third, Big Pharma and its medical branches, the food industry, and the government are the only beneficiary from deteriorating health of addicts and the chronically sick. If you think that there is a withdrawal program to help quitting addictions, the facts show that those programs can help someone to stop addiction for a while until the next relapse. Look again at the statistics. Addiction to fattening food and nicotine decreases during the golden years and not earlier. That's because the fear of dying from the disease created by the addiction is greater than the fear of quitting. Now, for the sake of the next generation, and if we want to survive as part of God's creation, we must stop this vicious cycle. I don't see any other choice. Do you? You see, to my clinic came many customers to find alternative ways to heal themselves from chronic diseases. Over the years, I learned that I couldn't help those who were addicted to food, nicotine, or prescription drugs. As long as they continue to harm themselves, healing could not happen. After I found the escape route to freedom from addictions, and I had successfully withdrawn from my addictions to fattening foods and nicotine, I put together a program that can help you quitting, and this time for good. Below this video, I have a link where you can start your freedom from addictions absolutely free of charge. If your health and the life of your loved ones are important, click on the link below and start your freedom now. Goodbye.